Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Core Scope Insights. On this episode, we have a guest with us tonight. His name is John Brower, a leader who knows strong partnerships are the backbone of the HVAC industry. He's with PTubes Incorporated, a U.S.-based manufacturer specialized in high-quality line sets. But what really sets them apart isn't just the product, it's how they do business. So, John, welcome to the show.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Wesley. It's
coming on
great
tonight.
great being here.
We got some questions for you. In a world where supply chains are unpredictable and loyalty is tested, PTubes has built a reputation for reliability, flexibility, and genuine relationships with distributors and contractors. So we're going to talk about how to build stronger supplier partnerships with distributors that really want to, from manufacturers, and how to trust and consistency drive long-term growth in this industry. So we're going to get started. John, let's get started with you. Um,
Okay.
what's your background and how did you find yourself into the HVAC industry?
Wow, that's a story that goes back decades, actually. Came out of college, my parents were actually living in a little town in Central Texas, moved out there to find my fortune in Texas. Uh, as it turned out, got a job working in sales at a copper tube manufacturer in Little Hillsboro, Texas. Started there, worked my way from interning kind of in sales, then into the manufacturing side, became a plant manager after a number of years, um, moved through the system, and just ever since have been somehow involved in copper tubing, whether it's the line sets or industrial tubing, refrigeration service tube, that type stuff.
So it's provided a long career for you in this
It
industry.
has provided a very long career for me. I'm very, very blessed and thankful for it.
So, what inspired the creation or direction of P Tubes Incorporated?
Well, P-Tube's been around a number of years. They began in actually manufacturing, I think, in Italy, and were bringing product over to the United States. There was just a gap in the market, and I think the gap is best um, summed up in the fact that um, people in the line set world were really more focused on orders and where do I get the next order and how do we process that? And my boss, Rich Ranieri, really lived on the basis of I'm not looking for another order. I'm looking for a relationship, and
Right.
I think that's just yeah, it's a lost thought in this industry sometimes, that this is a relationship business. It is a business built on a handshake, a remembrance of your name, "Hey, guy, how are you doing as a person?" and building a relationship that, encompasses personal and business, and I think that's kind of a lost art sometimes
Sure.
today.
Was there a problem you wanted to solve for distributors and contractors regarding line sets? Was that something you guys, that was kind of part two of my question?
Yeah, I think, just coming up with a consistent high quality product that was competitive in the marketplace, and a company that would actually allow for expansion and growth, with not only volume and number of customers we deal with, but also with the types of products we deal with and offer to our customers. So there's been a very rapid growth and in customers and in product offerings that was missing in the marketplace.
Sure. Right answer. How would you describe your leadership style and the company culture? Kind of a two part question, but I'll let you go. I'll let you start with
Sure.
that.
As a leadership style, I'm very acutely aware that um, to me, to lead is a as an action verb,
Hmm.
right? It's not a passive point and shout type management style.
Right.
I'm also a firm believer that in servant leadership, if I'm not willing to do it, I can't get someone else really motivated to do it, or nor would they be motivated to do it.
Exactly.
So I think my leadership style is definitely one of servant leadership, where I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and get dirty until we figure out how to get this thing solved, whether that dirty is literal or just, a figurative term of just, working on something until it gets done.
Right, right.
So,
So describe to us what kind of team would you say PTubes has around you, and what kind of team have you assembled to put you guys on target for the path you've taken?
well, I think most of that is really attributed to my boss, Rich. Rich has built a great team, and we all have very similar mindsets, which I think is good. And that mindset is basically it's the customer. It's
Sure.
all about the customer and the customer's customer. So, if I can't make if I can't make a distributor's customer happy, then that distributor's not going to be happy. Then obviously I'm not going to be happy. So it's really what can we do for the customer? How do we get it done efficiently? And then how do we take care of the guys in the plant who have to do all the things that we just promised?
Great, great
So,
answers. Good answers. So, all the reason that I enjoy working with PTubes, for all those reasons you just mentioned there. What does a great partnership look like to you? What separates your best partners from the rest?
wow, that's a good question. I wish I'd written that. The A really good partner understands. It's I hate to use it. It's like a marriage, right? It's a give and take all the
Sure.
time, and I have to absolutely respect our partners in the business because I know it's their lifeblood in many cases, and in the perfect partnerships, they're also understanding of what we need and what we have to do, and so in that relationship where we're both working together for the mutual good, right? So
Right.
I can continue to uh, keep people employed in our plants and supplying line sets to the marketplace, and get them to you at to a distributor at a price and quality and service that they can in turn um, monetize to their customers, and they're doing exactly the same thing, trying to build their customers up. So.
Sure. Right. Good. So, how do you approach relationships differently, though, whether it's a big national distributor or a smaller independent distributor?
Uh, Uh, Person to person, right?
Person to person.
We're dealing with a person who has a job to do, building that relationship. There's there is a we don't look. I've said Rich has said this before many times. We don't look for orders.
Right.
We don't look for orders. We work for people who look for people that we can partner with and build a relationship and build ongoing business. If you're just looking for orders, that it's gonna be disappointing at some point in time.
Right.
So,
So you build the partnerships and you build the relationship, and the orders on top of that are a bonus.
right,
It's about establishing trust with your customers and the passion that goes into it. And
yeah.
that's what I see that you really bring to the table with PTubes is your passion not only for the product but with the people and the markets you serve.
Well,
And
I've
that's
always lived
strong.
under the credo, and when I've had sales departments, working for me, I've always impressed this on them, and it's, if I spend my time trying to be successful, it's a tough road to hoe,
Right.
because and I'm not gonna necessarily worry about, the relationships or the people I'm dealing with. But instead, if I take my focus and put it on my customer to make my customer successful,
That's right.
I'm gonna eventually be successful just because.
Exactly.
So I think as a team here at PTubes, we tend to work hard to make our customers successful, and then our success just comes as a byproduct of that.
Absolutely. Very important, very important. And then, also, can you share a time, a strong partnership really paid off for both parties?
I can. I won't name any names, because that would be wrong. Uh, but there have been occasions where, customers have called up and, good partner customers of ours and said, "Hey, can you do X? Can you do something that's out of the 9 dot pattern? Can you?" Where in many companies, and I've been parts of those companies where they've just gone, "If it's outside the 9 dot pattern, it ain't happening."
Kinda cut and cold
Right,
dry.
right, right.
It's
It's
not
not
nope,
gonna happen.
it's not what we do.
Um, had a customer recently who had placed some orders with one of our competitors and had those orders on the books for some time and was not getting delivery.
Right. Oh, that can be very frustrating for
It can be
somebody in need of
can
a
be very
product.
well, and especially in today's world where the copper prices are up and they're down and they're up and down, and so you're there. My customer was trying at that point to balance the fact that they'd made commitments to a contractor at a price that wasn't being fulfilled by somebody else, and the question came, "Is there anything you can do?"
Sure,
So we kinda sat down, had a good long conversation about it. I sharpened my pencils up as sharp as I could get them. They sharpened their pencils up as sharp as they could get them, and, "Look, we can do this one time to help you out."
sure.
And turns out it helped. Um, our customer was able to take care of their customer in a satisfactory way that they didn't our customer didn't get burned. Uh, and that was just a great ability to then work together, bolster the relationship and continue to forge forward.
Good points, good points. Folks, we're gonna take just a quick break here as we recognize some of our sponsors that make the show possible. So we're gonna take a quick break here, and we'll be right back, with John Brower on the show. Stay tuned. When strength, simplicity, and American craftsmanship matter, there's only one name to know: Midair Systems. Proudly made in the United States, every unit is powder coated black for a durable, sleek finish that looks as well as it performs. Forget about the toolbox. You'll only need a drill to make 4 quick holes for the eye bolts provided in the box. It installs easily in an attic or crawl space, and one person can level it in seconds. With a 500-pound weight capacity and a full line of custom accessories, Midair Systems delivers strength, safety, and simplicity, all engineered right here at home. That's why every contractor should consider Midair Systems for your next job. When it comes to finding your dream home in South Carolina, experience matters, and Adam Biedenbow brings over 20 years of proven real estate success to every client he serves. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or relocating, even downsizing, Adam knows the state of South Carolina and his community, its neighborhoods, its schools, and its hidden gems, because he's been helping families build their futures here for over 2 decades. With a commitment to honesty, hard work, and personal service, Adam Biedenbow is the name that you can trust when it comes to your real estate needs. Call Adam at 803-206-7025 and let Adam go to work for you. Thank you. We're right back after a short break. We've still got John Brower here in the studio with us. So, John, we'll continue our discussion. Thank you.
Sounds like I'm getting grilled here. I'm not sure. Is this a like a congressional hearing or something?
All right. So, well, hope he agreed, everyone. I don't have him in here under any threatening situation, so he agreed to come on
I
with
do
us.
believe there was a subpoena, but
So, John, as we get back to our conversation here, what do you think makes PTube stand out in such a competitive industry we're in?
I hate to kind of beat that same drum, but I think it's the relationships. PTubes has been on a growth curve for the last 6, 7 years now, and a quite impressive growth curve, I may say. And I think it just begins with the idea that we can come into a marketplace, we can develop relationships, we can utilize relationships that you have already,
Sure.
and then come in with our products and say, this is what we're able to do and able to do for the distributor.
Right.
So I think there's a, a repeatable pattern that we've established. We have a lot of customers who, over the years will say, "Oh, well, if you guys ever need a recommendation, just let us know because we will spread that good news,
Sure.
and help you." So,
Validity, that matters in the
and
business.
and at the end of the day, a question earlier you asked, I think at the end of it, it's a trust, an establishment of trust, right?
Yep.
If if I walk in and try to have a conversation and you don't trust me, that conversation is not gonna go very far.
That's true.
If you do trust me and you place an order with me and I don't deliver it or I mess it up, the trust factor begins to lower.
Right.
We come in with what we hope is a high level of trust because you're entrusting us with, 20, 40, 80, 100, $200,000 worth of POs and material that you're expecting to receive and be able to sell to your customer and
Absolutely.
make money on. So if you can't trust us, it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, we have proven with many of our customers, well, all the customers we currently have, that we are we've earned that trust.
Sure, absolutely. Very, and in my 34 years in sales, I can honestly tell you, I've kind of go about things the old school way. I put trust out there. People have got to trust what I'm going to do for them. That's why I would rather go by the old motto, under promise and over deliver.
Correct.
But which leads me to my next question here, which is kind of a three part. But how do you balance price, quality, and service? Those are 3 things that everybody says they want in today's market.
Balance is the wrong word, it's juggle.
Yeah,
Well, for most companies, it's how do you juggle those things? So I look at those 3, um, aspects, and it's like a three-legged stool, if you will.
mhm,
If you can't deliver equally on those, you're gonna have a wobbly seat, and it's not gonna be very comfortable and won't last long. Um, we have a kind of a little saying around our office, and it's, well, you get price, delivery, or service or quality, if you will.
sure,
You get 2 of the 3.
right, right. If you're lucky, you might get the 3rd.
Exactly. Um, but we try to balance it. We never go in and tell you that, and for all you out there listening, this won't be the last time you hear this. We're likely never to be the cheapest guy on the market. We just aren't. We have exceptional quality to our products. We have exceptional service and delivery, and you get to deal with Rich and myself and
Absolutely,
Doug. That's just bonus. Um, and so, but price, it's always that the question is it really price? Because in the market today, and I know this because this is what I have people telling me all the time, is that, "Yeah, we can get this at this price, but we can't get it for 9 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever the lead time is." It's like, "Well, I understand that, but so if you can wait 9 or 10 or whatever weeks, maybe that's what you wanna do if the quality's there."
right,
But, "Well, we can't wait that long." Well, I get that.
sure.
But the reason they're 9 or 10 weeks because 'cause they're selling so low.
They
And
wanna make
and
sure.
and that's and that's okay. Everybody has their place in the market, and ours is, again, not looking for orders.
Sure,
We're looking for relationships and
relationships.
building those.
That's a good one. Let me ask you, what's a lesson you've learned about maintaining trust and reliability in the business? You have an
Uh,
example of that you'd like to share with us?
it's just simple. If you say something, do it, right?
Mhm.
Just follow
Exactly.
through on your word. If a customer has reached out and said, um, "What's the delivery?" and I tell them it's 3 weeks, make sure it's out the door and on the way in 3 weeks.
Right,
And if it's not, and it will always be, there's a time when it doesn't happen.
right.
Um, get in front of it, be honest,
Be
just
proactive.
be well, yeah, and don't, "Well, Wes didn't get me the order in time or so and so didn't do that," but no,
So
just
just come back a week.
just it just happens that
No, yeah,
way.
no, I'm just kidding.
But realistically, it's take ownership, right?
Right,
Because no matter who you are, I don't care who you are, you're gonna make a mistake, and it's not so much for my customers about it's a lot about the mistake that gets made, but it's more about what have you done to correct it?
right.
What have you done to take care of it? And have you
Proactive
you're
measures.
right, have you owned up and fixed the problem immediately, or have you just kinda swept it under the rug and hope I don't hear from them?
Right.
No, no, you gotta be forthright, and frankly, that's builds the trust, which builds the relationship.
Gotcha. Well, that leads me to a next question here, that I'm really curious about because with all the changes that are going on in the HVAC industry as a whole,
There's been changes?
there's been lots.
Yeah,
Wait a
okay.
minute, we may need to take a 10-minute break here so I can bring you up
Up
to
to
speed
speed?
if you're not aware. But just curious, with all the changes in the HVAC market, how has your business evolved in response to those?
Well, obviously, there's been a lot of upheaval in a number of different number of different places. So, there was the great equipment debacle of the last 3 years, then coupled with the great refrigerant, craziness in the last 3 years. And then let's just, for fun, throw tariffs on top of
Sure.
all of that. It is made for a very interesting time to be in this business.
Right.
Um, and I think part of that leads itself to listening to your customers, finding out what their pain point is, seeing how you can then help alleviate or resolve some of that pain for them. As far as things like tariffs, we've worked diligently to not only um, mitigate any tariff potentials that we had, but also to eliminate the tariff burden by creating more sources domestically than our parent company
Right.
in Italy.
Sure. Looking ahead, where do you see the biggest opportunities for distributors and contractors the next few years? Um, I don't know if anybody really has an answer
I
to that, but
Yeah,
I thought you would be the person to ask.
that is a crystal ball question. I'm not sure I'm seeing the end of the multifamily bonanza that's been going on for the last several years. Um, I that's an impossible question, I think, to answer at least with any level of honesty. I'm going to be interested to see what happens with copper prices
Right.
in the near term and in the long term. The price of copper today is, I think we were somewhere around 501, 502 a pound today, which is you know high levels historically. I hate to say this, when I first started in the copper tube world, copper was 63 cents a pound,
Those days
and
are
and
long
and if
gone.
it moved a half a cent in 3 or 4 months, it was like, "Oh, the price
Right.
went up." Yeah, so
And now it's like a commodity issue where it's up and down every day.
it's up and down every day, and it really has become, uh, slave to the institutional investor,
Sure.
and so it moves the markets on not necessarily facts, but more on how the sentiment in the marketplace is, and
Certainly, though, PTubes has got to have a plan for supporting partners through those changes. So, could maybe you discuss some of that with us, whether it's new technology, refrigerant regulations, or shifting on demand? I mean,
yeah.
how does PTubes? I'm sure you guys have a plan
We
for
we
addressing
we
those
do, we
issues.
do. It's a super secret plan. We're
Oh,
not allowed to disclose. No, I actually, we're looking, like, forward and saying, we think this situation is one where, um, our business is gonna continue to grow.
Right.
We are adding equipment, adding capacity. We're looking at different products to add to our portfolio, and we're continually looking at that because I'm a firm believer if you're not facing forward and stepping in that direction, you're going the wrong direction. There's no holding still, right? If you're not moving
Absolutely.
forward, you're going backward.
Absolutely.
So we continue to add assets and continue to push towards new customers and new relationships.
Right.
We think the future is bright.
Fascinating. Yeah, I hope it is, and which hey, that's great point. One of my questions I had for you was, if you could give one piece of advice to a HVAC business owner trying to start and grow their company, what would it be in today's time? This is 2025. We're looking at a company that's brick and mortar. They're like, where do I go now? So many changes. It's got to be tough out there for a new contractor, especially one that's just gotten his license, or maybe he inherited a business or whatever. So what kind of advice would you give a contractor going forward in this market?
Well, for a contractor specifically, I would say pick a good business partner. Pick and I don't mean a financier or a bank. It could be your bank. That's a good business partner. But as far as a wholesale distributor, find someone you trust. Find someone you can work with. Find someone who will listen to you, help you build a good partnership. They may not be able to handle 100% of what you want or what you need at any given moment, but find that horse that you can kind of saddle up with
Sure.
and build your business that way. The same ideals stand. You know, honesty, integrity, uh, and build the relationships. If with those things in place, I think the future for anyone, whether they're just starting out or not, is very bright.
Great advice. I couldn't think of better advice.
I was thinking about this a little earlier, and I don't know that you have a question based on this, but I was thinking about the relationship between contractors and distributors and manufacturers. And I know that there's always that, well, as a manufacturer, maybe we'll go direct and,
Right.
cut out the distributor, and so there's always these circling questions that hit the marketplace. Uh, my personal belief is that there is a unbelievable need for the wholesale distributor
Right.
in the marketplace.
Absolutely. Very important to me.
Manufacturers, um, do a disservice
Mhm.
to the marketplace by going around wholesale distribution and selling direct. And I say that because I believe as a manufacturer, if I wanted to go out and sell every contractor, I'm not gonna be able to build those kinds of relationships
No, definitely not.
on that
Definitely
level,
not.
right? I'm not gonna have the back end to handle all those transactions either, and so I can pour out I can pour out more passion, more heart, more focus on a wholesale distributor who's doing the same for 25 or 30 or 50 or 100 contractors, right? So my efforts will be much better served focusing on this distributor and let him focus on these contractors, in the long run. It just, it took me back to the old days of the Sears catalog. You remember those?
Right.
You do not, young man, remember the Sears catalog. The
Talking
Sears
to our producer in here, Preston doesn't remember those. I've told him about them lots of times, though. Preston's my son, and does a lot of my editing and stuff in here. So want to thank him for having him here tonight. But Preston, I've told him so many times, Preston, Christmas time used to be fun. You'd get this big Sears catalog, and you had to go
Yep.
through, and
Yeah,
mom
mark
would
and
dad would
circle.
circle what you want. If it's in
Yeah,
the budget, Santa Claus may bring it.
that's
But
right.
if but fun times. Well, listen, we're going to take one more break here. We've got our last break of the show, so we're going to recognize some more of our sponsors that make the show possible. We hope that you out there in the listening world enjoy what we're talking about tonight in our discussion with John Brower with PTubes. So we'll be right back after a couple of commercials. Are you looking to rock and roll or find your rhythm? Musician Supply has everything you need to make music come alive. From guitars, drums, percussion, and wind instruments, they carry instruments that get you playing today. Need to get your gear tuned, repaired, or customized? Their expert luthier service has you covered. Want to sharpen your skills or start a new hobby? Music lessons available for every age and level are available at Musician Supply. And the best part, they have wall-to-wall stock, ready for you to take home and start making music. With 2 locations to serve you in the Columbia, South Carolina area, look no further than Musician Supply or check them out on their website at www.musiciansupply.com. When your operations can't afford downtime, you need a partner you can count on. A&A Electric Motor Supply Company in Aiken, South Carolina delivers fast, reliable solutions for all your industrial needs. From motor repair to motor rewinds to valves and pumps for the wastewater industry, their experienced team keeps your equipment running at peak performance. Need a job done fast? They expedite repairs or service when your product line is down, because all they know how to do is get you back up and running. So, A&A Electric Motor Supply Company, keeping your systems moving, your downtime to a minimal, and your business on track. Give A&A Motors a call today at 803-648-0159. Welcome back out there in TV land. Well, listeners, we'll say, and probably on computers these days, iPads, iPhones, wherever you listen to your podcast at. We want to thank you for being a part of tonight's show and tuning in to watch us. We hope you'll like, subscribe, hit that follow button, share it with your friends. Hopefully you'll find the content that John and I are putting out as entertaining and also informative. So we're going to do a wrap up, but before we do, John, we've got some PTubes products on the table here with some of the RYNO line set and some of the RYNO Plus line set. Why don't you take a little bit of time to tell our listeners what the difference is in the products, and tell what sets us apart from other manufacturers as far as their line sets out there.
Absolutely, I'd love to. So we basically have 2 types of insulation, which we cover our tube with. And we have what we call RYNO, and RYNO is available in white or black insulation. The insulation is a PE insulation, very tight fit against the tube, very good R factor on this, has a UV resistant, tear resistant jacket. We also provide what we call RYNO Plus, which is a EPDM rubber product with a tear resistant, UV resistant jacket, for those who just want the EPDM type rubber. All of these products that we sell come with what we call RYNO hide. And RYNO hide, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but is this gray liner that we extrude onto the tubing before we insulate. And what this does, a couple of things, it provides an additional layer of protection. So if salt air, sea water, condensation, bugs, sand, anything gets up here between the insulation and the tubing, it's going to ride on this RYNO hide layer and not on the copper tube, which will prevent um, types of corrosion is the word I
Absolutely.
was looking
Corrosion.
for
Yep.
on that, for corrosion or any kind of scarring that might occur.
Sure.
It peels back very easily, and you peel it back, put your end treatment on, and then you can roll the rhino hide back over if you like. All of these products come in 3 different configurations. We sell them in single coils, so you can get a coil of 3/8 inch tubing with a 1/2 inch insulation up to 164-foot lengths. So you can get that in any of these 3. We also sell them in mini split combinations where in one package you'll have a quarter with 1/2 inch insulation, 50-foot long, and a 3/8 with 1/2 inch insulation, 50-foot long, and we have multiple sizes on that. And we also sell these in what we call in the unitary or what we call traditional line sets, where you have an insulated suction line and a bare liquid line. Um, Everything that we sell is manufactured in Waymart, Pennsylvania, in our facility. We ship from there all over the country and all over Canada.
Wow. Great.
So
That's
we're
great. Yeah, and also we'll talk also the RYNO coating on the copper itself. Does that not also add another layer of warranty to the product, which takes us out to a 10-year warranty on our product?
correct. 10-year warranty on the copper tubing, which is industry leading, I believe, at this point. So um, It's it it's a remarkable product. It's unique. We're the only company that produces rhino hide on the tubing itself before we insulate.
Right. Good. Thank you. Thank you for that extensive review of the product. Very impressive. I know customers I've talked to and about the product itself has seen the quality. So it gives you a great deal of pride to be able to go and talk to someone and have a product of this caliber that offers a contractor ease of mind. Everybody likes to be able to install a product and walk away and simply forget about it, as the old saying goes. But I think what we have accomplished here together with PTubes and establishing trust, which we talked about, we've got a product that's got a long history of quality behind it and also a warranty to back it up with the Rhino hide being on there as well. So what's up? We're going to wrap up here, folks. What's next, John, if you don't mind me asking, for PTubes? What's in store? Anything coming up that you want to talk about? Any initiatives or goals or you're particularly excited about?
I'm just excited for the balance of 2025 and 2026, actually. I think there's some challenges ahead of us in the marketplace, but if there weren't those challenges, it'd be kind of boring out there. So I think we have a opportunity as a company to really grow our share in the marketplace. I believe also that um, with the relationships that we've built and the relationships that we will build, that you'll see us a lot more prevalent in certain markets that you haven't seen us in the past.
Right. Great. Um, so last question for you tonight, and we'll let you go. But last question here is, where can listeners learn more about the company to connect with you directly?
Call Wesley Bray. That's one way, and you'll find
That's
out
me, folks, by the way.
that's this guy. No, you can reach out to find us at www.ptubesinc.com, and that'll take you to obviously our website where you can find out all the information you need. You can reach out to Wesley here, and he will give you my contact information if you need to get more information directly from me. We're wide open to field questions and have conversations. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of this tonight's episode. But before we do, as always, we're going to spin the prize wheel. So we've got the prize wheel located here. We've got all kinds of neat prizes, guys. So we have got some new merchandise. Also, thanks for John. John is actually giving away a hat tonight. So on top of the prize that you win through our prize wheel here, John, you want to grab the golden tumbler over there and set it on the table. We'll hold that. Let's let you spin this first. Okay. We'll let you spin the wheel here to see what kind of prize we have. And folks, before we do that, let's show you some of our new merchandise. We've got our new Core Scope hats. Oh, laid one upside down. We've got our new Core Scope hats here, 2 different colors. We also got T-shirts on the way, folks, so look out for that. But on our prize wheel, we've got some nice prizes here. We've got a $50 Visa gift card. We've got a $50 Home Depot gift card. We've got a Core Scope T-shirt. We've got a $50 Visa gift card again. We have a Core Scope hat and T-shirt combo. That's our prize package. We've got a $50 Outback Steakhouse gift card. We've also got a $50 gift card to Walmart, a Core Scope hat, a $100 Visa gift card. We also have a $50 gift card to Bonefish Grill, and also AMC Theaters. So, John, if you'll spin the wheel, let's see what the lucky contestant's going to win tonight.
We want a big number.
We want a big number.
We want a big number.
A big number. All right. Someone has won a Core Scope hat. So now if we will dig into our lucky listeners over there, let's just crank that wheel and mix them all up really good. All right. And if you'll unlock it and pull out a name out of there, somebody's going to win a new Core Scope hat tonight. And that lucky winner is C. Chastain, Chris Chastain, owner of Chastain Heating and Air. Numbers 864-346-8568. A little plug for you and your business. For those out there that need heating and air service, call Chris. But anyway, thank you. We'll be sending your hat out to you. And until our next episode, guys, continue to like, follow, and share this with your friends. Tell them about the show. And hey, as always, email us at insights@corescopeus.com. Give us some suggestions. Tell us some things you'd like to see on the show. And until next time, good evening. Thank you, John.
Thank you.